Hey, good morning, and welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. It's Robin Fritz, and I am thrilled to be back in with you today. Again, it's Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist based in Seattle. Today, I want to talk with you briefly about mind, body, and spirit and how we handle emergencies. So, and not just emergencies, but regular, everyday situations that could involve medical issues. And the reason I'm getting into that today is hi, Heather, and hi, everyone, is that I've been off. I try to be here every week, and I've been off for a couple of surgeries that I had, and then my dog had an emergency. And I thought, why don't we talk about, hi, everyone, thanks for joining me. Why don't we talk today a little bit about some practical issues like how mind, body, and spirit deals with those things that interrupt our daily lives and that can sometimes be emergencies. So awesome. I'm so thrilled that you're here today and that you can actually see the video and that it's working. And because, boy, just things happen. But we are going to do a guided meditation with the Crystal Fallon. And oh, I'm so sorry, Renee. We'll talk about that. We'll bring it up. So I'm a little out of practice with how my computer works here with a service that I use. So I appreciate your patience with me. But we're going to do a quick guided meditation with Fallon so we can all get in this space together that Om Times has created for us. And I'll have a crystal of the week. And if you have questions or comments, please raise them here. I will go through here, try to chat with you. And if I don't get to everyone, I will come back later today and address questions. So again, hello, welcome. Here's Fallon, Janelle, Idaho. That's one of my favorite places. So here's Fallon. Fallon is a citrine Lemurian quartz, very, very rare crystal. He's an ancient healer and a truth bringer. So just feel his energy however your intuition works. So you may see pictures, you may hear him chat with you, you may feel his energy, and it's very, very powerful, or you may simply just know that you're connected with him and with all of us in this space today. So as you take, yeah, he's pretty awesome, huh? And you'll see reflections here of my office and everything else in there. But if you take a moment to just get grounded and balanced with us here and just allow the energy of this crystal to join with you, you'll really feel better and you'll be really connected with all of us here in this half hour. So if you take your attention to the top of your head and just breathe this energy in. And as you breathe down your body from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, just imagine all the cares of the day moving away from you and allowing this energy to help you get grounded and balanced with us in this space today. This is your time to be with community. So starting at the top of your head, breathe down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Adam, you're very funny. And Melanie, thank you. It was good to see you again. Top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just feel the cares moving away, the blocks that have just kept you from just relaxing here in the moment with us. Just let those go away. And now as you breathe up from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, just let this energy come in, if you will, fill you up with healthy energy, help you get more balanced and grounded throughout the day. This is really how it happens, is connecting with other beings, other nature. So with that, thank you all for joining us. Vicki, yes, I know. Vicki, you have had a really hard time over there, and I am been following your story, and I hope you are feeling better. And this is for you today, too. So, hello to all of you who have been here before with me and all of those who are joining in. And I will say that someone has emailed me and asked me to tell the story of how I met my, as Adam calls it, my bowling ball. You're so cute. How I met Fallon and how Fallon and I came to work together. And I will cover that in an upcoming show to show you how you can meet your partners who are helping you in your mind, body, and spirit journey. But today, good, Heather, and I appreciate you not mentioning how messy it is, because it really is, and I'm about to be cleaning that up this week. But I just really love being here with everyone every week. And today I want to talk about a really, really kind of serious subject, and it's how we bring mind, body, and spirit together to support us when we're having a medical issue or just an emergency of some kind. Because, life goes along and we do have things that pop up. And the reason that I haven't been here as every week as I normally have is that I had 2 surgeries in June. And they were minor surgeries in the United States anyway, cataract surgeries. But there's a period of time when you recover from all of that. And then my dog had an unhappy encounter with a venomous spider. And so that was another family, that was an emergency. So, I was looking at it and I was thinking about how, thank you, Heather, you're so sweet. Thinking about how we go about our daily lives and then different things, bigger things that are outside of our normal experience step in. And of course, one of those would be my surgeries and then the resulting recovery time, which took longer than I expected. And then my dog getting messed up with a very angry spider and getting badly bitten and, having a big bad reaction. And so how do you look at those things? And so when I teach my intuition classes, and, how to get into using your intuition, really, I'm all about being practical. And that's why I call myself the practical intuitive. My dog is fine, thank you. He needed antibiotic and steroid spray to recuperate. But he's fine. And he just turned 3 on Saturday, so we had a little birthday celebration here. And so when I teach my intuition classes, we are all well, thank you. And my eyes, Adam, my eyes are great. I'm a little bit slower to heal than other people, so they still have me on eye drops. And I needed extra time to recuperate. But good to see all of you. So, again, we are all naturally intuitives and healers. That's our birthright as citizens of the planet. And we don't think about that a lot. We don't think about body, mind, and spirit connection when we're going about getting involved in things like surgeries or family emergencies. But I was thinking about that as I was recovering from my surgery. So when I teach my classes about intuition, we also talk about how things come together in a practical sense and what that means, mind, body, and spirit. Yes, his name is Oliver, Adam, and he is a reincarnation, as both my animals are. And I'll talk about that in upcoming shows too. So I'm glad you like the good vibes. I love being here. And actually the vibes are the community, own times community here that creates a space for us to be together. So when we're looking at a medical emergency or my surgeries, we're looking at mind, body, and spirit. And we're looking at really the facts first of the situation. Hi, Wendy. So what are the facts of the situation? Facts where I needed cataract surgery. The facts for my dog were that he was suddenly in pain and really severe scratching and itching and biting at himself. And we were trying to figure out what had happened. So there's the facts of the situation. Now, in terms of a surgery or something, what you want to know is what are the facts of the surgery? What are the facts of the medical emergency? Did you fall and break your arm or twist your ankle? Here in Seattle, we've had a heat wave, not as bad as the East Coast of the United States, but there are many people who become sick from too much heat. And so what do you do about that? So you research, the facts of the situation, you know how to stay cool. In my case, I learned, well, my vision was really impaired, and I was really grateful for the cataract surgery, even though it was early, right? So I'm not that old yet, almost, but not quite. And then there's the intellect. California, I hope you're not in the wildfire areas. And there's the intellect situation. And the intellect is your experience, your common sense. So, what are other people experiencing with a surgery that you might be looking at, or hurt their arm? Did they need surgery for a broken wrist, or did they just have a sprain and with that physical therapy? So, you're all smart people. You know how intellect and your experience come together in those situations. But there's another issue too. There's our emotions. How do we feel about that situation? Well, I was really excited about the cataract surgery because it would improve my vision. But it's your eyes, right? You want to be able to see, and there's that really, really, really small chance that something could go wrong. So you want to have the best team that you can, and it's one of those times where you feel really grateful that you live in a place where that kind of a situation, that kind of surgery is common and really easily taken care of and has a really high success rate. As for my dog, I had no idea what happened to him, why in the middle of the night he was suddenly screaming and chewing on himself, but I spent the entire night keeping him from doing that until we could get to the vet and figure out what had happened, and then treated him for it, and never did find that spider, which we think is what it was. So there are those situations. But the big thing I wanted to bring up with you today is the spirit element. The spirit, is body, mind, and spirit, the spirit element there. Andrea, I have family from Bulgaria, so I'm very glad to meet you. I have never been there, but I hear it's very beautiful. So the spirit element or the intuition element of a situation, and that's what I wanted to bring up, is our understanding here in this community that is very vividly aware of body, mind, spirit issues and how the world is bigger than what we can see, is that we have a lot of help when we go through a crisis. And that help is actually in the form of the being that we go to for that support. And I'm not talking about the medical people, I'm talking about the hospital that I went for my surgery, and the veterinary clinic where I took my dog for his emergency treatment. And here's the thing, when you go to have a medical procedure done, or even just a checkup, or even to get the tires checked on your car, the one thing we forget, and I know I wasn't really thinking of that till I was waiting for my surgery, which is to thank the hospital that you're in, thank the tire store, thank the veterinary clinic, thank it for being there, because it too is alive. I know from my experience that everything is alive out there, even things we don't think about, like hurricanes. We know trees are alive, volcanoes we don't think about, or even the buildings that we create are alive. And a hospital is created. Oh, thank you so much, Monica. Hospital is created to support and nurture us. And one of the things that we can do when we go to that place to be a patient is to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Robin. I'm here today for cataract surgery. I'm so grateful that you're here. I bless you in your work. And then bless the people around you, the doctors, the nurses, the medical staff who check you in. Oh, good. Renee, contact me. I'd be happy to give you a few tips on aftercare. But honestly, it's awesome. It's very quick and easy. It's just a whole lot of eye drops. Yes. You won't thank your sister's cancer team. It sounds like they weren't real supportive of her. But I bet you were, Melanie. I bet you were the support that she needed. And musical instruments. Yes, musical instruments are alive. We don't really think about it like that, do we? I mean, but it's true. And if you play the guitar or the piano or whatever instrument you play, when you sit down with it, invited to partner with you so that the two of you together can make beautiful music, which is the same thing as my partnering with the surgical center where I was at, thanking it for being there, thanking it for taking care of everyone. And that helps you do this whole kind of circle of life thing where we're all connected together. It also helps that being understand that you are aware of it and supporting it. It's just like, Wayne, thank you. Oh, transplant. Wow, awesome. That is amazing. I had someone in my family actually, two people have kidney transplants, and it's life saving. Um, so when I was there at the hospital, I was like, oh my gosh, I know better. I'm so sorry that I didn't think to thank you, hospital facility, surgical center, for being here supporting me and all of the people who are here today, including my surgeon, including the nurses, including the anesthesiologist, and all of those. It's routine for them, but it's not routine for me. I'm a little nervous here, you know. And invite all those beings, body, mind, and spirit, right? Intellect, emotions, your experience, your intuition, all of those things to help you heal. And then take it home with you. The people who are there supporting you. You've got this whole community. I just wanted to take today to remind you, just as I had to remind myself, that the community is larger than the humans. It's larger than our families. It's our home, which supports us, our businesses where we work, that places where we go for medical care. And those are the times when we're really vulnerable. And it was hard for me because I live just with animals. So I had to ask people to take me for the surgeries and bring me home and then take me for the checkups, and had to have people lined up to walk the dog, and people came with food. And you realize there's a community around you and that you're lucky and you're grateful that they're there. But I also know you were all there. And if you had known what I was going through, you'd have been there 100%, just like I'm there for you. And this whole community is here for you. So, Andrew, that is so awesome. I am so glad that you did that. And I'm so grateful that you're here with us. So that is amazing, isn't it? What can be done these days to help us through all kinds of things. Diabetes. Oh, Tom, that is so awful. You know, I've lost family members with that issue after many years, and there's so many things that can get involved. And so here today for you, Tom, as well as for anyone who has been through a medical crisis, or your animal family has, or you're about to know that we are, here in bodies, growing our souls, and things happen to us, and we look around and we see people that get to be 90 years old and they've never had a cold or a hangnail, and you think, wow, how did they manage? And it's the luck of the draw, right? It's the luck of the draw sometimes. So Tom, is it Tom? I think it was here. I have trouble figuring out how to do this, but but invite the diabetes to leave. I know you can't just get rid of it, but invite it to. One of the things that I've done is to thank things for showing me themselves. And you have to be really careful about what you invite in, of course, but you might thank whatever illness. In the cataracts, I thank the cataract. Yeah, Andrew, I thank my cataracts for helping me realize I needed to improve my vision, and not just my physical vision, but every day to dig deep into the mind, body, spirit aspects of my personal life as well as my business life, so I could be of as much service as possible to my clients and my friends and my family, as well as my personal life. And we do have medical issues that end up defeating us. I was 9 years old when my 14-year-old brother died of leukemia. So I know grief and suffering from a very early age. And there's no answer really why some of us get the things that we get and not others. So those of you who have expressed issues here, from diabetes to cancer to losing people to to whatever. Know that we love you. You're part of this community. We send you love and healing. You're always welcome to invite Fallon, and believe me, he goes wherever he's asked to help support you. And we keep doing the best that we can in connection with our doctors. And I've had issues in the past where doctors couldn't necessarily help me, and that's how I became who I am today, by researching and looking for the options to issues that my dog and I had, my first Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. So sometimes there aren't all of the answers there that we would like, and we keep moving forward looking for those. So, so Charmaine, you say Reiki and love and enlightenment to the place and the people, which is awesome. I know there are a lot of people who feel that the medical profession and those in many professions are greedy, and it's hard for us to have faith in them. And some of those, you just have to wish them well on their journey. They're learning too in their bodies. My father was a pharmacist, and he was really dedicated to his job, and he really believed in the power of medicine. But I think he was also an herbalist in previous lifetimes, because he was also creating things on an herbal basis and experimenting with things. So we do the best we can in each of our lives. And, we're all doing what we can here and come together in this community to share, to grow together. Vicki, thank you. It's tough out there, but one of the great things is we have this amazing community that Om Times has created for us, and that's where we can come together and share our, not just the great things, but our grief and our worry and our frustration. And maybe somebody else in the community, someone else here on the broadcast, has an answer or has an idea, or even just sends, hey, I love you, feel better, to all of you, to each of us, because that's how we grow in the world. That's how we grow in community. That's how we grow in love and peace. And that's really what makes a beautiful world, is where we all come together to support each other. Now, today I wanted to tell you about a crystal that's really useful for health issues. And I haven't done one of these in a while, and I forgot to grab mine. But the crystal, you can look it up online. It's called red jasper. And Victoria, let me see if I can get to that question. Red jasper is a really great crystal for grounding and balancing and for supporting during a healing issue. And of course, I have Fallon. So all the other crystals are part of our crystal family. But red jasper is a form of quartz that has hematite in it, and the hematite makes it red. And it makes it really useful for grounding and balancing. And also, red is a traditional color for life, so you have that red jasper around you while you're healing. I have a red jasper bear that I bought from a Native American jeweler some years ago. Red jasper helps you be enthusiastic. So those of you who are feeling weighed down by your physical issues, you might look for a piece of red jasper to boost you up. It also helps damaged areas of our body recover. And so it was useful to keep around me during those weeks where I was recovering from my cataract surgery. So recover and repair from issues. So let me see what other quick questions people have here. Those of you who are having cataract surgery later, check out your hospital, your doctors, ask all the questions that you have, because there were things I didn't know about the surgery, and I thought, I'm pretty bright, and I usually know things, and I was just like, just do this and be done with it. So let me get back to okay, so I see the questions pop up here, and then I don't see them on the Screen. All right. So here's one question: how to get out of constant regret from each and every from every action? Oh boy, that's a tough question. And one of it is that a lot of times when we feel regret, we feel regret. At least I do, because I haven't been perfect in the moment. But life is a series of learning and growing from not just the good things that happen, but the things that happen that we didn't want to have happened to us. So, fibromyalgia, that's actually one of my issues. So, something happens, you make an action, you do something, you have an action, okay? You go through the possibilities. So, as I said, you go through intellect, the facts of the situation, the emotions of the situation, the intuition. Go through all of those four things, weigh them out, list it out, write down everything that happened in that situation. Then write down what you wish you had done differently in that situation. Okay, and then walk away from it when it's done. So continuing to have regrets doesn't do anything for us, but mapping out what we would do differently in another situation. And then forgiving yourself for not doing the thing that you thought maybe later that you should have done. Because forgiving ourselves and blessing ourselves is another huge step in the process of healing. We can thank all of those around us who supported us through an emergency or a crisis, but thank yourself. Thank yourself and love yourself for even your mistakes, because they're part of the process of growing our soul. You know, if everything happened perfectly, we wouldn't be having those additional opportunities to grow our soul. It's not saying I welcome trauma or difficulties into my life, but I've certainly had a lot. And I know that you keep moving forward, you keep researching the solution, and then you literally have to walk away from it and say, okay, that was something that didn't go as well as it could have. If something else like this happens in the future, this is what I'm going to try then. Because we are human, we do make mistakes, and the process of growth is recognizing those and growing beyond that. Self-love is where it all comes from in all of our actions. Loving myself when I didn't realize that my dog had been bitten by a spider, and I thought he was scratching because he was just hot, and then boom, in the middle of the night, no, he wasn't hot. There was something else going on. Forgiving ourselves for mistakes is one of the biggest things, and that's because we don't love ourselves well enough. And that's a process that I have to keep learning over and over and over again. So keep loving yourselves, keep being present for yourself. Come here each week and be present with all of us so that we can support you. The question there, last quick question was dealing with fibromyalgia. I've dealt with that for many, many years. And that's actually how I became an intuitive consultant, was that I wasn't happy with the answers I was getting. And at the time, nobody knew what it was. So I just kept looking for answers. And I found support through yoga and chiropractic and supplements, and just working every day at being healthy and the food that I was eating, and just kept moving forward. And there are many, many solutions to that problem, just like there are to others. But we are out of time today. Crystal, to help work with depression. Let me look that up for you, and I will try to get back here on this recording here today. You can look up other questions and comments from people. I'll come back and look at that. I, of course, have Fallon. Quartz is really good. But let me get back to you on that. My crystal expert, Kim Valines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems, I can also ask her. But I want to thank you all for being here again today. And I'm so glad to be back with you and to be well and able to be here with you. I'd like to invite you to join me at my radio show this afternoon at omtimes.com radio. I'm going through a whole bunch of listener questions. So its show is like, what's that all about? Including, are Legos alive? Other questions are, but is astral traveling, and do hallucinogens help you have a better intuitive experience? So we have all kinds of things that we're going to be talking about. It'll be a fun, happy hour. You're also welcome to call in with questions or comments, and you're also welcome to email me at any time. You can also find me at my website, robynfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. I offer personal and business intuition, mediumship, animal communication, space clearing, past life, and between life regression, in a process I call soul progression clearing. So let's close out for today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your questions and your comments, and we'll see you back here next week. But if you cross your hands on your heart, breathe into your heart, feel that healthy energy going in there. Blow into your palms, just reminding you that energy is real, and then cross your hands back on your heart. And just feel that blessing from everyone here in the community, blessing yourself. And we will see you back here next week, I hope. And email me if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you'd like to cover here in the group next time or at other times coming up. Thank you. I'm so glad to see all of you here today. Take care. I'll see you next week.